Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Sarayum. Now I am going to explain complex numbers chapter of intermediate second year maths subject. In this first chapter we have 8 marks weightage. These are the formulas. Z is the complex number equals to a plus ib. I is the imaginary value, this is the real value. A plus ib is the z value, this is the formula we use in this chapter, important formula. Then it's a conjugate z bar. Opposite of z is z conjugate. It is denoted by z bar. Plus is replaced with the minus is known as conjugate. For this formula, we are replacing z with z bar as a conjugate of z. A plus ib is the conjugate as a minus ib. Additive inverse is replacing this z with minus z equals to keeping minus for these all terms, minus of a minus ib. Multiplication inverse is replacing this z with inverse 1 by z equals to 1 by a plus ib is replaced with 1 by a plus ib equals to rationalizing technique with a minus ib and a minus ib multiplying and dividing is known as rationalizing concept equals to a minus ib by a plus ib into a minus ib. A plus b into a minus b equals to a square minus b square. This is the formula. Here a square plus b square, this is the formula. So we simply write it as a square plus b square. This is the multiplicative inverse of complex number. Square root equals to r is denoted as underscore a square plus b square. Squaring the terms, square and root will be cancelled and replaced with r equals to a plus b. When we are taking square root, then we need to keep a square root and squaring the terms. Now multiplying, this is the formula for square root. R equals to underscore a square plus b square. This is the r value. When we take a complex number, square root of r plus a by 2 plus I into r minus a by 2, adding and subtracting r and a by 2 with square roots and keeping I as an imaginary symbol, taking bracket and taking positive and negative numbers is known as a square root. Mod amplitude form or polar form. If we take z equals to a plus ib, then z equals to a plus ib. We take as one is mod amplitude form or polar form. When we take z equals to a plus ib and then z equals to a plus ib equals to r of cos theta plus I sin theta. This is the value of a, this is the value of b with taking imaginary term. For mod we calculate multiplying with r is known as mod amplitude form. When we take r equals to under square root of a square plus b square. For cos theta we consider a by r by taking a value as cos theta. For considering sin theta we take v by r. Taking the values for left side is known as this sin values. Theta belongs to minus pi to plus pi, minus 180 to plus 180. This is the angle between theta it belongs to. Short questions they will ask like z1 equals to 2 comma minus 1, z2 equals to 6 comma 3. Then find a z1 minus z2. Then write the given information as given that. Then x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. Apply that formula. You can get the value. This is the x1 value. This is the y1 value. This is the x2 value. This is the y2 value. x1 minus x2 comma y1 minus y2, or you can take it as x and y, x1 y1, x minus x1 comma y minus y1. You can apply this formula by considering first term x value subtracting with first term in z2 value, second term in z1 subtracting with second term in z2. We get the z1 minus z2 values. Write the additive inverse for minus 6 comma 5 plus 10 comma minus 4. Write the given information and then you apply the additive inverse formula. For additive inverse, minus 6 plus 10 equals to 4. 5 minus 4 equals to 1. For this additive inverse is adding. Here there are two terms with positive. Then we need to replace plus as minus by multiplying front of the additive. Applying the opposite sign for the given question. Then we get additive inverse formula. Minus of a plus ib is converted into minus a minus I. Multiplicative inverse of 3 comma 4 is written as a by a square plus b square comma b by a square plus b square. By multiplying minus for the second term we get the answer 3 by 3 square plus 4 square is 25 minus 4 by 3 square plus 4 square is 25. This is the multiplicative inverse of 3 comma 4. z1 equals to 3 comma 5. Given value z2 equals to 2 comma 6. Then find z1 into z2. This is the a value, b value of z1. This is the c value and d value of z2. Consider these terms and formula for this a into c minus b into d comma a into d plus b into c. First you need to take first term from the z1 and multiply the first term in the z2 and then subtract the second term in the z1 and multiply with the second term in the z2 comma and keeping AC minus BD. AC is the air condition, you remember like that. BD is the smoking thing and then comma first term, last term and second term, third term by adding. You simply remember this formula. For multiplying z1 into z2 we take 3 comma 5 into 2 comma 6 as by multiplying a into c. 3 into 2 is 6 minus b into d. b is 5 into 6 30 comma first and last multiplication plus second and third multiplication by 2 adding terms we get the value. For this multiplying z1 into z2 for converting complex numbers as by adding item imaginary value for the given answer. For the got answer is a plus ib as minus 24 plus 28 I. I is the imaginary part. Another question is z1 equals to 6 comma 3. This is the z1 value. 2 comma minus 1 is the z2 value. We need to find z1 by z2 by taking 6 comma 3 as a complex number and z2 2 minus I as z2 complex number we have converted z1 and z2. Then z1 by z2 is simply you write these two terms by numerator and denominator. Then you keep denominator with opposite symbol. Fraction rationalizing concept 2 plus I a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square and you need to multiply these two terms. 6 into 2 is 12, 6 into I is 6i, 3 into 2 is 6 into I is 6i, 3 into 3i into I into I is I square value is 1. Then minus 3 I square, minus of minus is plus. By writing 6i plus 6i is 12i minus 3 by 4 plus 1. 2 square is 4 minus I square is value 1. Minus of minus 1 is plus 1. We have written the plus 1 value and then 12 minus 3 is 9 plus 12i by 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. Then separate the denominator for first term and second term. Then you will get the values 9 by 5 comma 12 by 5 into item. For writing the values in bracket we need to include the value I, then we simply write 9 by 5 comma 12 by 5. This is the value. Write 1 plus 2y whole cube in the form of a plus ib. Then for cubing value we need to apply the formula a plus ib whole cube formula. A cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square is the formula for finding a plus b whole cube. In place of a we take as 1, in place of b we take as 2i. By using this formula a plus ib whole cube, we can solve the given equation. We can write it in a plus ib format. This is the another question. Write 3 into 7 plus 7i plus I into 7 plus 7i in the form of a plus ib. First we need to write the given equation as it is. Then we need to multiply 3 into 7 is 21 plus 3 into 7 is 21 into I 21i plus 7 into I is 7i plus 7i into I is 7i square. Then here plus is converted into minus because I square value is minus 1. So minus into plus is minus. So 21 minus 7 is 14 plus writing 28 I as it is. Then we get the value. This is the answer for the given question. Similarly, we can solve this question also by multiplying the terms. This is the question for calculating conjugate value. Write the conjugate of 3 plus 4i into 2 minus 3i. First we need to write the given value as it is. Then multiply the terms with 3 into 2 first term into second term minus second term into first term, then second term into second term. 3 into 2 is 6 minus 3 into 3i is minus 9i. 4 into 2 is 8. 8 into I is 8i minus plus into minus is minus. 4 into 3 is 12. 12 into I is I square. I square is value minus 1. Minus into minus is plus. Then minus 6 plus 12 is 18 minus 9i plus 8i equals to I. By taking I square value as minus 1, we get the value. For conjugate, we replace plus as minus and minus as plus. 18 minus I is replaced by conjugate as 18 plus I. Write the conjugate of. This is the important question. Z equals to cos theta comma sin theta. Then we need to find z minus 1 by z. By taking z as cos theta comma sin theta, then converting it as z equals to a plus ib format. Here a is the cos theta term, b is the sin theta term. By replacing plus I term, then we converted it as complex number. Then by taking plus as minus, multiplying dividing term, then you will get a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square value. Then here you will get by subtracting one formula you will get the answer. This is the remaining solution. By subtracting a square minus b square, by replacing I square with minus 1, minus of minus is plus, cos square theta plus sin square theta value is 1. By writing denominator as 1, cos theta minus I sin theta. And this is the 1 by z value. By subtracting z minus 1 by z value is cos theta comma sin theta. We solved the 1 by z value, then we got cos theta minus I sin theta. Then simply writing z minus 1 by z values plus cos theta minus cos theta will be cancelled. Then I sin theta minus of minus is plus I sin theta. I plus I is 2i, like that I sin theta plus I sin theta is 2i sin theta. This is a tricky question. Write the multiplicative inverse of I power minus 35. 35 is the odd number, so simply you can write minus I. For even, it is plus I. Find the modulus and amplitude from of the form of the complex number 1 plus square root of 3i. For comparing the given value with a plus ib, here a value is 1, b value is square root of 3. By taking r value as under root a square plus b square is 3 square is 3 plus 1 square. 3 plus square root of 1 square is 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. This is r value. For cos theta, it is x by r. X value is 1 by r value is 2. For sin theta, y by r. Sin theta is y value here, b value, root 3 by 2. Theta lies in first quadrant because theta equals to 60 degrees because minus pi comma pi. Minus 90, minus 180 to 180. It lies between 60, lies between first quadrant. That is, sin is positive, cos is also positive. For both positive, it lies between first quadrant. Modulus amplitude is 1 plus root 3i. Formula we take as cos theta plus I sin theta into r term. R term is 2 because we got 2 is the r value. 2 into cos 60 plus I sin 60. For cos 120, cos 60, cos theta equals to 1 by 2. In case of 60 degrees, cos 60 is 1 by 2. For sin 60 also root 3 by 2. 1 by 2 will get in 60 degrees. Root 3 by 2 of sin will be getting 60 degrees. So sin theta and cos theta lies in first quadrant. Both are positive. X value is minus root 3. Here beside of I is nothing there. So here I is there because of presence of 1. I is present. B value or y value is 1. By taking these two terms with square root, we get the r value. By writing these two values, we need to know the theta values table, trigonometric ratios. Sin theta 1 by 2, it will get in 150 degrees. So it is theta lies between minus pi comma pi. So you need to replace the values. This is also same problems. These are also like similar to before problems. Express minus 1 minus of I into root 3 is polar form. Theta lies in third quadrant because here negative there, negative values are there. So theta lies between 120 degrees. By considering r of sin cos theta plus I sin theta formula, you will get the value where theta 1 value is minus 1, z2 value is I. Then we need to find the argument of z1 by z2. By taking argument, first we need to write the z1 value, then z2 value minus 1 by I. By taking rationalizing concept, by multiplying and dividing I with the minus I, multiply and divide, then I by I is 1. 1 into minus 1 by I is minus I. Then minus I into plus I is. For calculating argument of z1 by z2, simply you need to write it in by form. By writing rationalizing concept, here denominator is I. Then you need to multiply. For finding z1 by z2 with argument, simply you write the given that formula and minus 1 by I. By multiplying I with the numerator and denominator, you will get minus 1 into I is minus I. By I into I is I square. I square value is minus 1. Writing it as I. Numerator minus and denominator minus will be cancelled. Then I will be remaining. But there is no real term. Imaginary term I is present. Beside it 1 is there. Then write the values. Argument of z1 by z2. Here z1 is the imaginary value. z2 is the non-imaginary value, that is real value, by writing tan inverse of 1 by 0 is tan inverse infinity. Infinity will get in 90 degrees, so we write it as pi by 2. X plus iy equals to CIS of alpha into CIS of beta. Then find the value of x square plus y square. First you need to write the given that. So by writing given that cis alpha cis beta is nothing but they given it as an indirect way. See nothing but cos alpha plus I into sin alpha. By writing the first terms CIS, they given it as short way for confusing. Cis beta cos beta plus I sin beta. I sin beta. This is the first term, this is the second term. This is the angle, this is the imaginary value. Similar to this also, you need to write the values. Then you need to multiply it with I. Then you will get, for square you need to take it as square root of a square plus b square. Then you will get x square plus y square as 1. Cos square theta plus sin square theta or sin square theta plus cos square theta is one value. This is the important formula, basic formula you studied in previous standards. 2 plus I whole power 100 equals to 2 power 99. Here decreased by 1 power into a plus ib. Show that a square plus b square equals to 4. They given this question as indirect way. First you need to write given that, then you write the a plus ib. A square plus b square equals to 4 is the hint. You need to substitute it in by writing square roots for both terms. Then 3 square root 3 whole square is 3 plus given that information with square roots for showing a square plus b square equals to 4. By taking square root you will get root 4 as 2. 2 power 100 equals to 2 power 99. Here 2 power 99, here multiplication is there, it will comes to left hand side, then multiplication will convert as divide, and 2 power 99, 2 power 100, it will cut by 99 times, then 1 will be remaining equals to under root of a square plus b square. For converting square root as opposite, for 2 power 2 is 4, this is the value, then we satisfied this condition, then we showed this as a square plus b square equals to 4. This is the process of doing the power 100 or power 99 problems. Short answer questions. Write the complex number for a plus 3i by 2 plus 3i into 4 minus 3i in the form of a plus ib. By taking this denominator with opposite symbol and multiplying and dividing, rationalizing concept, you will get the value. By subtracting and adding the values in denominator, you will get the value. And then you need to replace I like a plus ib format, then you will get the answer. Similarly this problem also. In this chapter mostly they will ask short questions and long questions like square root value, complex number, a plus ib format, z1 by z2, z1 into z2, z1 minus z2, like that. You need to know the concept, then you can attempt any question.